Today we're in Joshua Tree National Park, right at the intersection of Brooklyn Mine Jeep Trail and Old Dale Road. We're about 11 or 12 miles in from Pinto Basin Road, and in just a few minutes we're actually going to be leaving the park and going up to check out the Gold Standard Mine and the Brooklyn Mine. Two old, abandoned, very large, interesting mines. We're going to show you exactly how to get there, how hard it is to get there, and what you'll find when we get there. From the intersection, we follow the Brooklyn Mine Jeep Trail 3.7 miles to the base of the hills and then turn left into the wash. Those first 3.7 miles are easy road, but once you turn into the wash, it starts to get a little rocky. Once in the wash, go another few hundred yards and turn right at the JT 1942 trail sign. After about 1/8 of a mile, you'll see the remains of the Rose of Peru mine and mine camp. You can stop here and explore, but these areas aren't nearly as interesting as what you're going to find further up the wash. After the large cabins, follow the road up to the right and continue up the wash. In this area, it gets a little more rocky and you'll have to climb a few small hills. From this point, stick to the road along the left side of the canyon. Then, after just another few hundred yards, the Gold Standard Mine will come into view on your right. We're right outside the Gold Standard Mine. Now, to get to the mine, it's a few hundred yards off of the road. We're going to have to climb up this hill, which is a little loose and a little steep, to get up to the main adit of the mine. All the way in the mine is this airline here. On the floor, running down the whole way, is also airlines, but these are high pressure airlines, probably used to run pneumatic tools. Okay, there's a T in the adit here. One goes left, one goes right. We're going to check them both out. You can see where there's been little cave-ins here. Loose stuff, loose material covering the tracks. Not real bad. Looks like they've cleared it out, and some of this stuff is still in pretty good condition. More cave in here, covering the tracks. We're in 100 yards or more in. We came up and made a right turn, and we still don't see the end of the adit. Doesn't look too unsafe, but I can see further up ahead where there's more rocks that have fallen in the way. Well, we found the end. So it's in 150 yards. It's pretty long, and we're on down the right side. We turned right at the T. All right, so we backtracked now back to the main adit, which we came in, and then we're going to take a left now and see what we find down this way.
Spot coming up.
Oh, yeah. Did you come this far? All right, so we've come as far as we're going to go. There is a vertical shaft right in the middle of the adit that goes down at least 30 feet. And in order to continue past it, we'd have to jump over it or walk across the little sticks of timber wood that are there, and we're not going to do that. So we can see the mine continues on for quite a way. Looks like there's also a vertical shaft going up, but we're going to turn around here because it's just not safe to go forward. From the Gold Standard Mine, follow the road about another 1/4 of a mile and you'll find the Brooklyn Mine Camp. So we're right up the road from the Gold Standard Mine. We've got these old cabins. People like to camp in them still. They're in pretty good condition considering how old they are. The actual mine is up behind me, up that hill, a couple of 100 yards. Now, to get up the hill there, you've got to go through those pink mud piles. And I'm told that that pink is from cyanide that they use to leach the gold out of the ore. You don't want to be breathing too much of that dust. So we're going to trek up about 3/4 of the way up that hill, and that's where we will find the Brooklyn Mine. So we made it up past the pink hills, up the side of the mountain, and we're now at the entrance to the Brooklyn Mine. Now, right at the entrance almost in the middle of the walking path, is a vertical shaft. It's 50 or 60 feet straight down, so you want to be careful of that. And then just behind it is the adit, which leads into Brooklyn Mine. So we're about 40 yards inside of Brooklyn Mine. We've come to the first split in the adit here. All the way in, there's ore cart tracks that are in pretty good condition. We are going to take the adit to the left and see where it goes. Okay, so we've come in maybe 20 or 30 yards, and the adit ends, but it's been filled in. I can see that the tunnel goes on, but they didn't want anybody going any further in here, so they did a good job. So we're gonna have to turn around. Okay, so we backtracked out of that adit, and we're back at the split, and we're gonna continue on kind of straight, and already you can see where some vertical shafts start kind of traversing the adit. This one is easy to walk by, but you have to be careful of it. There's also a little bit of cave in here that's covered up some of the tracks, the ore cart tracks. So it's getting a little sketchier, but still not too bad. Looks like an ore chute. It's all filled in, and it goes up, oh, quite a ways. So the adit splits again, and I can see that this one just goes a few feet, maybe 50 feet, and ends at another ore chute. Okay, so we're coming out of that split, going back to the main adit, and then here's another ore chute. All right, so there's timbers holding this, what looks like an ore chute together, and it's not doing too well. I don't even want to touch it because it looks like it's busting out, and it's got a substantial amount of rocks on top of it waiting to come down. Wow. Going way down. That's 100 feet down at least. That does go, oh wow, and there's whole other levels up there and more timbers up there, 40 feet or so up there. Okay, so I don't know that I've come in this far. So here's another ore chute that's kind of caved in and is collapsing, and the wood is really not even holding together. And there's just a lot of boulders right above it waiting to come tumbling down. So there's more graffiti here, and this looks more like, this looks like that miner's helmet soot or whatever from their lanterns that they use, and this has got a date of 1963. Bill Jones, Jack, 5/25/63. And then as we go further down, we've got more ore chutes, and then a vertical shaft right across the adit. It's got some creaky timbers over it that if we were brave or stupid, we could walk or jump over, but we're not going any further than this. And I can see further down the adit, it continues on. There's more ore chutes coming out. We're in several hundred yards. We might be in an eighth of a mile, and it still just goes on, but we are not going to go past this dangerous spot right here. So we've come in about 15, 16 miles from Pinto Basin Road up Brooklyn Mine Jeep Trail. Now to get out of here, we're basically at the end of Brooklyn Mine Jeep Trail. You can turn around and go out the canyon the exact way we came in, or you can take that hill, which is a very steep, very narrow ledge road that goes right up and then is just as steep and just as narrow coming back down the other side. And that brings you out right at those cabins that we drove by earlier. So it kind of makes a loop around this big mountain there. So either way you go out, you either hit the rocks on the wash or you hit the scary hill. Both are fun and exciting, so you choose your way out. So if you have any questions or comments about how to get here, where we went, what we saw today, please just leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.